Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Sophia Ojeda. We begin with that breaking news we've been tracking all night. We even broke into programming to bring you the sheriff's news conference this morning at 5:30. That's when he confirmed 3 of his deputies were wounded. A woman in her 40s, described as an innocent bystander, was shot and killed. We've got team coverage of the shooting this morning. Our Taisha Walker is at the club where the shooting happened, but we'll begin with Channel 2's Brittany Jeffers, who's live at Bentop Hospital with the latest on the deputies' conditions. Brittany?
Well, the sheriff tells us that all 3 are seasoned deputies within the Harris County Sheriff's Office, and he says, fortunately, in this instance, all 3 are expected to be okay. He tells us that the 3 were off duty at the time, working extra hours at that club at the time of the shooting. The sheriff says that they were attempting to break up a fight when the suspect started firing. Now, tragically, as you mentioned, a woman at the club was shot and killed in the gunfire. A male deputy suffered gunshot wounds to his leg and hand. Another was shot in the foot. A female deputy was shot in the abdomen and underwent surgery earlier this morning.
I've been happy to be able to talk to all families of the deputies involved. All 3 are expected to survive their injuries. 2 of them I've talked to directly, and they're in fairly good spirits. Their families are relieved, scared obviously, but relieved. The other one is undergoing some surgery, but the family felt comfortable that she was in good spirits and that, again, she's expected to survive.
And the sheriff also extended his condolences to the woman who lost her life in that gunfire. Now, at this time, we have very limited information on the suspect, but we are told he is being treated at a Houston area hospital. Reporting live, I'm Brittany Jeffers, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Brittany, thank you for that update. The man behind all of this violence is currently in custody. The shooting happening at a club in Midtown that describes itself online as a lounge for people craving luxury. But this isn't the first shooting we've covered there. The lounge is located on Travis and Anita, and Channel 2's Taisha Walker is live there now with all of the aftermath. Taisha.
Sophia, good morning. The shooting took place right in the parking lot of Set Nightclub across the street. There's still a large amount of blood in several areas of the parking lot where that shooting took place. Houston police tell us that deputies were actually trying to break up a fight in that parking lot early this morning when they then became subjects of gunfire. Houston police say a man in his mid-20s started shooting into the crowd around 2:30 this morning. A woman was killed as a result and died at the hospital from her injuries, as well as 3 off-duty Harris County deputies were injured in the shooting. Up until hours ago, evidence markers lined the parking lot as investigators collected shell casings and clothing. Houston police say they now have the suspected shooter in custody.
We just got information that our suspect tried to receive treatment in the Sugar Land Hospital for a gunshot. He is in custody, and that's good.
This is at least the second shooting at Set Nightclub in months. Last March, 4 people were injured in a shooting at the nightclub after a fight between 2 groups. And we are still waiting to learn more information about the suspect that police have in custody. All we know at this point is that he is a Hispanic man in his mid-20s that was detained at a hospital in the Sugar Land area after seeking treatment. We don't know how he became injured by gunshot wounds himself. We're still waiting to learn that, as well as what charges he could be facing later today by the Harris County District Attorney's Office. Reporting live from Midtown, Taisha Walker, KPRC. Channel 2 News.
Taisha, thank you. Now, this comes after a terrible tragedy for the Harris County Sheriff's Office. Yesterday, they gathered together to mourn the loss of one of their own. Sergeant Bruce Watson was killed in a motorcycle crash yesterday in Pearland while off duty and on his way home from a funeral escort assignment. Sergeant Watson was 51 years old and leaves behind a wife and 3 children. Funeral arrangements for Sergeant Watson have yet to be announced. We'll continue to track this breaking news both on air and online at clicktohouston.com. Your next update is tonight at 5.